on this computer. All right, there we go. Okay, let me get this in presenter mode so that you guys can see. Hello and welcome to our call tonight. So first off, if you are here and you are already a part of Plexus, and whether you've been here for several years or just maybe like a month or so, welcome. And we love that you're tuning into our Monday night call. I know we have some people on here that are from a different team. And so welcome to our team call for joining in. But the purpose of these calls that we're doing tonight, if you are not a part of Plexus, is to kind of share with you a little bit about the business. I'm sure that you have seen, if you were invited by somebody, I'm sure you've seen a post or some information about the products or something that's caught your eye in the health, space of all of this. But there's so much more and so much other blessings that are involved in the business side of things. And so that's what we're here to share with you. Somebody thought of you specifically and sees incredible potential in you, and they want to lock arms with you, and they want you to be working this business alongside you. And it doesn't necessarily mean like come and work. Like it sounds weird, like come, come work with me, but it's like come do all the fun stuff with me. Come make bigger impact with me. Come travel with me. Come help more people with me. Come have fun. Let's earn money, but like do good things and have fun doing it and enjoy the work that we're doing while we're doing it, right? So somebody thought of you, and that's why you're here. So welcome. So a little bit about me is this is my little family. I'm not going to give like a full biography, but I know a lot of you don't know me. But somewhere along this line, I am a part of Plexus with whoever invited you. And so that's me and my little family. I've been married for almost 10 years. I've got two kiddos. I actually joined Plexus back in 2016. Um, if you're not muted, will you double check to make sure that you're muted, please? And thank you. But I joined back in 2016, actually in January. So anybody that's like against New Year's resolutions or starting something in January, I was that girl. I was like, all right, another January. Here we go. I'm going to try something else. But this stuck and worked, and I fell deeply in love with the products. But I got plugged in with the community, thankfully, and I found that this is such an incredible group of men and women who are supportive and who truly want the best for you in your health, but also in your life. And if I hadn't gotten plugged in, I'll be honest, I probably would have fell off 7 years ago. I probably would have been like, got my refund, been like, all right, bye. It was like, didn't work for me, kind of thing. But I got plugged in, and with that became an accidental business. I was teaching math and science in the middle school setting, and I didn't have any kids yet when I first started. And so I didn't really have a big why or reason to really dig into the business, but I saw this potential in my other Plexus friends of what, excuse me, of what they were doing, of what financial impact was like happening in their life and like the fun trips that they were going on. And I saw friends being able to walk away from teaching, and I was like, hold up, that's that's a possibility? Because I thought, well, I'm just going to go to school and be a teacher, and I'm going to be a teacher for forever. And maybe I'll get another degree and become a counselor or an administrator or something. Like I'll work my way up to making a little bit more money. But what I found is I loved teaching, but I didn't love being in the school setting, which probably doesn't make sense. It's like I know I'm called to teach and lead, but there's just something that was like I was tired, and I was only like 25, y'all. I was on it going through like just tough like seasons of things, and like my job being stressful did not help. And it was just not a fun experience. And so um anyways, I now, fast forward a few years, have had two kids. Health wise, I was able to use the products through both pregnancies and a little bit of nursing. And I now have been out of the classroom for about a year and a little over a year and a half. I walked away in 2021 after my youngest was born. And so for me, that's been a huge financial blessing, because without the vision that was poured into me from other people to be able to try something else, do something different, step out and, like just dream big of doing something out of the norm that could change your family's life. Without that vision, I probably would still be teaching. And so I'm very, very thankful for that. So I'm going to turn it over to our guest speaker, who is a diamond ambassador in our company. She is actually not a part of our little team, but that's the beauty. Little friendships are formed with people, who knows who knows who, and everything. And she is actually, we lived in the same town. Now I hopped over about like 15 minutes away. And I was teaching at the school that her daughter was at. I didn't teach her daughter, but so it was fun to kind of like, oh my gosh, that's her daughter, because I knew Laura as like, this jewel at the time, and, just beautiful and gorgeous. And I'd stalk her pictures in Hawaii, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, her mom's in Hawaii right now, like all this stuff. So anyways, I'm going to share it over to Laura so that she can share just a little bit about kind of what got her started, what caught her eye with the financial opportunity, and what blessings have come from her sharing and working this business.
Thank you, Lee. You're so sweet. I know so many familiar faces on this team. I just love Jill and Rachel and you, Lee, and like so many people on this team. I love you guys so much. And I love the community. I love the fact that we just can have friends all over the place. And that's one of my favorite parts of Plexus. So like she said, my name is Laura Ferguson. I'm a diamond ambassador with Plexus. I've been with Plexus almost 9.5 years, which is crazy. And it has been a journey. I want to tell you guys my quick financial testimony. So when I started Plexus 9.5 years ago, my kids were little. Me and my husband were going through some financial stresses. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We were in debt up to our eyeballs. We were fighting all the time about finances. And another tip that I don't usually tell people, my parents were living with us at the time, 9.5 years ago. I had a 6 and 3-year-old at the time. And let me just tell you, it was not a fun time in our life at all. Fighting all the time. I was begging God for answers, and it just wasn't coming. I was working part-time at a bridal shop. So I was in retail, stressed out all the time, working too much, not making enough money, obviously. And one thing that I really wanted more than anything was to make money from home. That was my thing. So I had actually worked for about 6 different multi-level marketing companies before Plexus. You name it, I sold it. Stella and Dot, I did makeup, I did jewelry, I did handbags, I did skincare. I did it all. I knew that if I could find something I was passionate about, that I could make money and I could do it from home and it would be amazing, right? Well, here's the thing with all of those other little cute little things. You have to have parties. You have to hold inventory. You have to handle people's money. You have to deliver those products to those people. Okay. And y'all, I had a 6 and a 3-year-old. I had my parents living with me. It was crazy. And the last one that I did, I'll never forget. I had to beg my mom's I call them my mom's rich friends, beg them to come over so I could have a party and they could buy all the stuff. Okay. My husband was always like, okay, where's the ROI? Where's the return on investment? Where's all this money that you're making? In my office, I'm wearing it. Like, I don't know. So it didn't work. Let's just say that I failed 6 different times. It did not work. So this time, to me, it was going to be different because I was very prayerful about this opportunity. I kept seeing my friend Melissa posting about the pink drink on Facebook, and it kept popping up in I was get annoyed. I would scroll right past it, just like a lot of you do. Scroll past it. It's annoying. What is she doing? Oh my gosh, she's wearing a size 2. She's lost 30 pounds. What is she doing? But I was interested, but I was annoyed at the same time. I know you guys can relate. And so I kept scrolling. I kept seeing it. 6 weeks go by, and my mom, my mother-in-law, and my sister jumped on the Plexus train with Melissa while I was sitting here skeptical. And Melissa's like, Laura, when are you going to join? When are you going to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. Leave me alone. So I kept just giving her a hard time. And then I remembered that prayer, and I was like, God, this might be from you. Okay. And you better believe it was from him. So I started on the P. I actually started as a customer. I did not even join as an ambassador. We couldn't afford anything. We were in debt. So I just joined as a customer. I immediately found that Plexus was going to be a game changer for my health. I was not healthy. I was fatigued all the time, had horrible digestive system, horrible gut health. I needed to lose a little bit of weight that I gained with Trey. And so immediately, probably within a month, I felt like a brand new person. And you better believe I was sharing Plexus with everyone. Melissa got a hold of me though after about 2 or 3 weeks, and she's like, Laura, listen, your mother-in-law and your mom and your sister are on the products. You will have 3 customers right away if you join as an ambassador. I'm like, fine. So on October 27th, on my husband's birthday, I signed up as an ambassador. Best decision I have ever made. And let me just tell you right now, the reason I have been successful with Plexus is my passion for what the products have done for me. They have completely changed my life. And I have 34 people in my neighborhood on the products on my team. So you better believe I was telling every single person about Plexus. And so by the time June 2014 came around, it was convention. My number one goal in Plexus was to become a senior Ruby ambassador. That's when you're making $50,000 to $55,000 a year, as much as a full-time school teacher. That's kind of what I wanted to do anyways. So I was like, oh, yay, I made it there. And then I'm like, I've got 200 people on my team. What in the world do I do with all of these people? They're going to need me, right? So, oh my goodness, my first convention, I was like starstruck. Sarah Marble, Celeste Gwynn was there. They were all giving their testimonies on stage. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is real. This is real money. This is a real thing. And I really think I could make this work. And I was a senior Ruby. So it's like a lot of people were like, wait, you already made it work. And I'm like, I just felt like it happened so quickly. Within 5 months, I became a senior Ruby. But anyways, I was watching them on stage and I was just starstruck. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take these people that are on my team and I am going to pour myself into leadership. I'm going to do all the trainings I can do. I am going to read every network marketing book out there and I'm going to make this work. So about 10 months later, I became a Emerald Ambassador in March of 2015. Super incredible, amazing. We were having 2 to 3 opportunity events a month. I mean, we were working. And so I just felt so blessed. Another thing that really happened that was amazing within those 10 months is Brad and I were actually able to pay off all of our credit card debt, which was a huge blessing because like I said before, we were in so much debt, fighting all the time. We were able to pay off all of our debt because of Plexus and God, Plexus, and Dave Ramsey, the 3 magic things. We were able to do that. And then a year after that, I went Sapphire, so grateful, pouring into leadership, doing all the things. And then here's the thing, y'all, it's network marketing, okay? You're not always going to be on the up and up, okay? There are going to be times when you are going to slide back in your business. Well, I will say I stayed at Sapphire for 4 years. I was stuck at Sapphire. People are like, oh, you were stuck at Sapphire. I think you're going to be okay. And the thing is, y'all, I just had to just praise God because, oh my gosh, to be stuck at that level was just incredible. I had a lot of growing to do, still, and I still had an amazing team and I was still on fire for Plexus, but I was grateful. But here's the thing, it takes a pandemic to get you going, right? I will never forget January 2020. I went to New York City with my best friend. I was like, Plexus this, I'm just going to go and have fun and do all the things, no telling what's going to happen in 2020. I just want to go have fun. Oh my goodness. God slapped me upside the head. And I'd fallen back and I was just kind of discouraged. But then March 2020 hit and I knew I had to make a decision. I knew I had to pull myself up from my bootstraps, get God involved and just say, Laura, you know what? You've wanted to be a diamond ambassador since you joined 9.5 years, or by that time it was 6.5 years ago. You've always wanted this. This is the time. It's almost like an audible voice. You ever hear God? It's audible. He's like, this is your moment, girl. Let's grab me and let's do this together. And here's the thing, y'all. I had a vision to take my team with me. It was not just about me. It was about them too. So I'll never forget March 2020 I will tell you my point growth and y'all are going to be amazed. So that's when all the decision was like, I'm doing this, let's go. And so we did 65 Zooms in 1 month. I got everyone involved. We had so many people that were rowing in the same boat. We were all on fire. We were like, I'm doing this and I'm doing this. Kara Will, who's on with me, actually double ranked Ruby, senior Ruby. So anyways, June of 2020, we finally did what we all just were so excited about. We went diamond. I grew by January 2020 to June of 2020, we grew by 2,800 points. 2,800 points. Y'all, that is just insane growth. But here's the thing. We had 25 rank ups in 1 month. In 1 month, in June of 2020, we had 25 people on my team ranking up. Here is the lesson in that. It's not just about you. You are not going to get to the next rank by yourself. You need your team to help you do it. If you're trying to get to gold, senior gold, Ruby, senior Ruby by yourself, y'all, you are working too hard. It's not possible. You've got to do it with a team that has a vision, and you have to have a clear vision of where you are going. Another thing too that really helped me and my team is we had a verse. Ephesians 3:20 was our verse, and we took that and we prayed like you would not believe. And we knew that God could do immeasurably more than what we could ever think or hope or imagine. And he did it. And he gets the glory over and over and over again in our businesses. It's not me, it's him. When I prayed that prayer 9.5 years ago, you better believe that he was at work already. He knows what we need when we need it. And we did. And I won't forget this amazing detail. So we actually, before Plexus 9.5 years ago, we were actually borrowing money from a credit card to pay our mortgage. Crazy insane. That's how destitute we were. Last year, actually it was this month, last year, we sent the very last payment to our home. So we paid off our house, we're debt free. And now what's really cool, and I don't want to forget this, and because Lee, you had said this, why is it so important you to keep doing this? Y'all, it's because of the vision that I still have. Okay. My vision might be new, but I still have a vision. It's because of the time freedom too. Okay. I'm able to still serve in BSF leadership. We do a mentor program every Thursday. We're able to give more abundantly than we've ever been able to give before. We serve at the kids' school. I serve at the kids' schools. We never miss a moment with our kids. They're in sports and everything, and we don't miss time with our kids. And now we're working on diversifying our income, getting rental property, and doing all the things that we just dreamed of before. So y'all, this opportunity is truly the opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm pretty sure that was longer than 5 minutes, Lee. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I loved every second of it. So huge, huge blessings that come out of this. And I know for first, let me say this. Everybody's situation is different and everybody's story is different. So I'm going to ask like some questions, just kind of get the ball rolling and thinking if you have not already kind of stepped into the space of like, yes, I want to work this business. If you're kind of still on the fence and curious, but what I loved is that you're able to get out of debt. You said right here, like living paycheck to paycheck. So I want you to like picture your life. Like everybody on here is kind of picture your life because I know for me, even though I've reached the goal of being able to leave the classroom and have that time now to be more present as a mom, I still have things that I want to get, like I want to be able to do with my family and things that we're like dreaming of. So it says, imagine this. What if you didn't have to live paycheck to paycheck? I know that was a thing that Laura mentioned. What if you could save more than the minimum amount? So many people are living paycheck to paycheck. So many people are barely scraping by. Some people don't even have emergency counts. Some people are stressed when you even start to like if an emergency came or a trauma came or something like what would this situation be like? I love this question. What if you could give abundantly? I didn't know that that was ever really a thing for me, like a desire in my life until um honestly probably we started getting more involved in our community or more involved in our church. But I want to be the friend that's like, you just had a baby? Okay, cool. I'm gonna come over because I have the time and I'm gonna let you take a nap. Or somebody passed away in your family, I'm gonna bring you a casserole every week. Or if a friend needs me, I'm gonna come sit with them. like I want that. Oh, something's going on at church. I feel like I want to go serve there or something. So it's not just about giving your money, like, oh, let me give to charities and stuff. It's about having time to give, having yourself to give. And I think that's a big thing. Zero credit card debt. I don't know the statistic or the amount, but I could bet several of you on here have credit card debt. We had credit card debt at one point. I know some people have massive credit card debt because that's just the thing. If you don't have money, it's available. Like they want you to get credit cards. They want you to charge stuff. They want you to be, like in debt to have to pay money to somebody, unfortunately. So imagine like not having that over your shoulders, like hanging over you, that debt that you have to owe, that scraping by. This last one, what if you had more time to do what you truly wanted? Maybe your vision isn't calling you out of your work to be home with your spouse or with your kids or future kids or with grandkids, whatever it may be. Maybe you love your job truly and you want to be there, but do you have the availability to take off work more than you are like allotted? I know as a teacher, I was given 7 days, and most likely those 7 days were used up for my sick kids. Heaven forbid I got sick. I had to roll up. I was actually thinking about that today. I felt like really bad this morning when I woke up and I was like, gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to go to a classroom with 100 eighth graders bothering me all day, and I taught math. There were no movie days in math, y'all, unless, like if you're trying to be a good teacher, there were no movie days in math. So I couldn't even like do a movie day. And so I'm just thinking, I was like, man, I'm so glad like I can just be home and rest when I need to rest and take care of myself, take care of my husband who was also sick, whatever, all these things. Um, and then this last one, what if you could follow that big dream planted in your heart? You'd be surprised that when one window opens, you'd be surprised how big of a door can open. I'm sure many people who have been involved in the Plexus business can account to this, that you think like this is what you want, boop, but really what happens is like, oh no, this is just like the one spot for you to step into. And God has like this whole other world for you. Laura had mentioned doing rental properties as a big thing. That's something that my husband has been working for several years and trying to figure out how to do that. So now he has grasped onto the vision of like, what could we do more to give us time and to give us more income, not out of being selfish, but because we know that with more money truly allows us to give back, make a bigger impact, gives us freedom. And I just feel like that's really become like a vision and a mission in our family. So I challenge you to kind of like think about your life with those types of questions. Maybe no one's ever asked you that before. Like I mentioned before, I had no idea that like leaving teaching was ever even an option. I'm from a whole family of educators, and now I'm like the black sheep because I'm like, shh, not for me. Not, I'm not, my grandmother's like, are you going back next year? I'm like, no, Gran, I'm not. Like, sorry, And so, I mean, like I had no idea that these things were possible. And still, there's still things I'm sure that I'm like, that's a dream of mine. Like that's something like I didn't even realize that was a vision until, like 10 years into this or 6 years into this or whatever it may be, or anything, or a situation may arise and you feel called to do that. So you're able to. So one of the skeptic things that we see and hear all the time, and I'll start making this pretty quick, is anything but an MLM. MLMs have such like a bad rap around them. And I can understand why, because some people, some companies don't necessarily do it the right way. Even Laura was talking about all the other companies that she'd been with. Y'all, we don't have inventory. I don't hold stock of anything unless I use it myself or my family uses it. I might have extras in the case that I want to give something for free to somebody, but like I don't hold a closet full of products over here, or I'm not out. I remember getting makeup out of the trunk of somebody's car. Like I don't have all of that. I'm not spending $800 just so I can make $1,000. I heard that from somebody else. Like I have to spend this much money just so I can like earn this much. Like it doesn't work like that. So the goal, like the big picture of network marketing or MLMs or social selling or whatever you want to call it, is that it gives people opportunity. There's very low risk involved. If you sign up as a customer, it's $9.95 for your first year of membership. Then if you upgrade to an ambassador, it's only like $40. $40 for a whole year of your business at home that you're going to make back over and over and over again. I promise you. So there's low financial commitment. You don't have, the only thing you buy are your products. Like I said, you don't have to buy a package that's $500 to get started. You don't have to buy $1,000 trunk of clothes or however much to store in your what was your dining room on racks. You know, I've seen it. Y'all have seen it too, you know. So you don't have to do that. And you have the opportunity to acquire truly like great, great wealth. So multiple streams of income is not only like wanted, you know, you're kind of hearing that repeated, like we want multiple streams of income, we want that safety, we want that life of abundance, but it's also a necessity. I think we're learning every single month how expensive life is, and it's not going to get any cheaper. And so having that extra money coming in is so important. As an educator, I was going to be capped at a salary. Even if I went back and got multiple master's degrees or a doctorate degree and I was a principal, even if I like had a passion to work my way up all the way to superintendent, I was going to be capped. Y'all can Google my school district and you could look up how much I was making per year. It was already laid out in front of me. So to be able to choose how much I work, how much I make, how much I want it to grow, and have that extra income coming in for our family is such a blessing that didn't even know was possible. So really quickly, if you are thinking about considering this, but you're like, I just don't know if I have the money to like get started with my starter pack, you know, whatever. We pride ourselves with never having finances get in the way of your health. Like that, it makes me sad when people are like, I can't afford to take care of my health. I would rather pay for prevention and like wellness rather than pay later for prescriptions and illness. Okay. I'd rather pay to be well. So we never want finances to get in the way of your health journey. So the first thing that we would do is help you, if you're open to it, getting the cost of your products covered, plus more. Like we don't want to just stop there unless that's your heart's desire. You're like, I just want to get my, you know, $100 combo covered. Then okay, great. We can do that, girl. But in your first month, we would definitely, your person that invited you here or that you are locking arms with, you would definitely earn more than $300 plus some super fun monthly incentives, like Apple Watches. These are just some we've had in the last few months. North Face jackets, Lululemon, that's available this month, a Lululemon gift card. I would never buy myself Lululemon. I haven't even like stepped in and breathed the store of Lululemon before because I know it's not on my radar, but I'll walk in there with a gift card from Plexus. Yes, please. Boot Barn. And you might think boots, that's weird. We're going to Nashville in June for our convention. So everybody wants new boots when you're going to Nashville. So Boot Barn, gift cards, Apple Watches, there's been iPads, there's been so many fun things. And so I'm gonna leave you with this last question. Okay, we kind of like talked a lot, poured a lot of info in you, but I want to wrap this up. I love this question that was shared with my friend on here, and it's just something to really, really slow down and think about. Imagine your life truly. Think about what if your bank account was full, no stress about money, and your calendar was empty with only the commitments and appointments and agenda on your calendar that you want for you want for your spouse, you want for your family. Money's not a problem, and your calendar is not stressing you out. So I want to leave you with that question. We thank you so much for tuning into this. I probably went a minute or two. Oh, nope, right at 8:45. Sweet. So sorry, now I'm like all thought I was like running out of time. But anyways, we thank you for joining us tonight and listening. If you are not a part of Plexus yet, I hope that maybe there was like a little spark of something that we said that kind of lit a fire inside and made you start thinking, because that's where we all started. We all started with one big spark, and we feel passionate about not only the products of what they can do for your health, but also about this business. And we want that for you. We want financial freedom for you. We want time flexibility for you. We want you to be living your healthiest and happiest life. And we know that our products will help with that and our financial opportunity will help with that. So I'm going to stop sharing. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to stop recording just to stay on, and we can help you with any questions if you want. But otherwise, y'all have a great night. We appreciate you taking time to join us, and hopefully we see you soon.